Hi everyone, it's Rabbi Alex, and I have a book by Riza Aslan. It's called God, A Human History, and I want to show you something. The earliest known human depiction of God. It actually goes back over 16,000 years, and it's found deep inside of a cave called the Three Brothers Cave, or as Cantor tells me, because she speaks French, Trois Frères, in southwestern France. And it's in a portion of a cave so small you actually have to contort yourself to go in, and you look up and you'll see it about 2 feet high. And let me show you this. This is the first earliest known depiction of God. And you can see it's actually part deer, part owl, part bear, and part cat. A mysterious creature imprinted on the wall there that watches over us and seems to almost want to spring forth. We cannot know what our ancestors thought of this master of beasts, but we can understand their desire to want to picture divinity somehow. The ancient Israelites were the first actually to put an end to that practice of trying to draw God. We forbade not only idols, but any depiction of God at all. We would have to see God as abstract and unknowable. God would be like the air and the wind, a force we could see only by the effect it has on the world. This week's Torah portion is Re'eh, which means to see. And it asks us to see God in not as an entity, but in the effects that God has on our lives. Instead of capturing an image of God on the wall of a cave or somewhere in our mind's eyes, the Torah asks us to feel God's presence in what we see around us in the world, in the majesty of nature, in the warmth of human interaction, or simply in the joy of being alive. The question is, without a picture, how do you explain God? And actually, the best way to explain it comes from a children's board book. And I didn't have the actual book, but I have another version of it. This one is What Does God Look Like by Larry and Karen Kushner. And they have another book which is called Where is God? It begins by saying, God is in the beginning, in the first red ripening tomato, and cookies fresh from the oven, and the first day of summer, and the tiny hands of a baby. And it continues with lots of different reflections to give a kid an idea of where God is. And then it ends brilliantly with, where is God? God is wherever we look. How apropos of this week's Torah portions. Shabbat Shalom. Have a great rest of your week.